Hi, my name is Tony Zani. I am a candidate for the Utah State Board of Education. Had some friends recently that have asked me about face coverings. How do I feel about it? Especially for the governor's requirement to have face masks on children at school. Even had someone comment on my Facebook page, how do I feel about face diapers on children? And I've had some people make comments about muzzling children, and it's turned into quite the political issue. Well, I think the governor made the right call. I don't like wearing masks. I don't like the way it itches on my face. I don't like the way it makes me keep breathing in hot air. It makes it more difficult for me to talk. It makes it more difficult for children to hear me. I feel that. I understand that. I work in a school. However, all the research I've done and everything I've heard from doctors and scientists around the world is that coronavirus is a respiratory disease. This is something that is spread by what comes out of our mouths and noses and what we breathe in from other people. And when you are in a classroom of 20, 25, 30, 40 children, it's hard to be distant from each other. You're going to breathe in what other people are breathing out. Every year that I work in schools, for 20 years, in the wintertime, there's the flu, there's strep, there's common cold, and it goes through the building. And we all know when everybody else is sick, and we all get sick. Maybe we should have been wearing face coverings during flu season before now. It works. I'm not trying to make a political message at all. I'm an unaffiliated candidate. I'm not trying to get into the weeds of politics. I just want to do what's best for Utah's children. And wearing face coverings works. This is what's keeping our schools open. This is what's making it so that the infection rate is staying lower in Utah than in other states. You can say what you want about, well, the children don't get sick. Well, okay, but they spread it. The children spread it to each other. They spread it to their families. They spread it to their teachers. If a face covering keeps me well, I'll wear a face covering. I don't like it when I get the flu. I don't like being sick, and I sure as heck don't want to end up in the hospital. I don't want to be responsible for someone else getting sick because I was irresponsible. I was in the Army for 10 years. I learned a lot about sacrifice and selfless service. There were things I did in the Army that I did not like. Things that were difficult, things that were hard, times that we did training that just seemed so useless. Boy, you talk about wearing a mask. The Army had us wearing full masks and NBC suits, the nuclear biological contamination suits that we would train in. I didn't like it, but it was a sacrifice that I made. Serving my country was a sacrifice I made. If wearing a mask is a sacrifice I have to make now to keep the people in my school safe, to keep my family safe, to keep your family safe, I'm willing to do that. And I see that this pandemic has an end. It very much feels like by the time we get to 2021, we're going to be putting this behind us and we won't have to do this anymore. Yes, it's a sacrifice. Yes, it's difficult. And yes, I think the governor made the right call. Wearing face coverings in schools is helping to keep us all safe. We certainly should be taking breaks. We need our kids outside, walking around, taking those masks off, just getting that opportunity to take a break from class, take a break from that, and just be able to be themselves, talk a little bit, and have that. But in the school building, in a crowded classroom, face coverings definitely make a big difference.